Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing a Halloween inspired makeup look. So if you'd like to see it, stick around. I start off by using the Revlon Brightening Primer. I use one pump and put it on my face and make sure it dries before I go ahead with my foundation. Today I'm using the Kat Von D Lock It Foundation in Light Cool number 44 and an angled contour brush. I personally like using the angled contour brush better than a regular foundation brush. I just think it gives me more control of where my foundation is going. So I just pat it on, get it on there, make sure it's all blended and even, and then we'll move on to the next step. This is the Extraordinary Translucent Powder. I love this stuff, and I'm using a Set and Press bronzer brush for it. I like to make sure I just pat it on my skin, especially around my eyes to prevent creasing, and then I just go through after I do my face and brush off all the extra. Next, I'm going to do the GG Gorgeous Sculpt Bronzer Duo. I'm going to use the Bare Minerals Flawless Face brush and the lighter shade and just do under my cheekbones, just making sure they're even. I like to start with less because it's easier to put more on than it is to take it off. And I'll do underneath my chin, right on my jawbone, just so it helps accentuate my face structure. And I'll do above my forehead so that it looks like I have somewhat sun-kissed skin. I'll use this pointed angle brush to contour the outside of my nose with the same color, because everybody wants a smaller nose, right? And don't forget to do the bottom. Do a little V there. It helps it make the shape a little better, I think, personally. And then I do the inside of my Cupid's bow. And then right under my lip. I feel it makes my lips look fuller when the look is finished. And now I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D Alchemist Holographic Palette. I'm going to use the shade Opal, which is a pink shade. I use this as my highlighter, and I do it right above the contour. And then I will also do the tip of my nose, the upper bridge of my nose, and a little on my forehead, my Cupid's bow, and also the top part of my chin. Next, I'm going to use the All Over Starlighter stick. It's doesn't show up on camera very well, but it is really shimmery, and I like to put it on the higher part of my cheekbones. And then I'll go in with the same brush I used for the translucent powder and just blend that all together. Next, we are going to do my eyebrows. This is the Shade and Light Smoke Eye Contour Palette. We are, by Kat Von D, excuse me. We are going to use the lightest brown shade and a small angled brush. What I like to do is spray my brush with setting spray first, then put it into the eyeshadow, and then very lightly do my eyebrows. Done eyebrows. Next, we're gonna move on to the eyes. This is an e.l.f. blending brush. I absolutely love that. This is the Kat Von D Fetish palette. We're going in with the color Safe Word, and we're just gonna go into our crease. What I like to do is build up the color just so that it's not so overpowering and you're able to blend it easily. Next is the Beauty Glaze Color Fusion Over the Rainbow palette. We're going to go in with this orange color right here, and we're going to do the entire lid, and then just blending it ever so slightly into the crease. And then the same on the other eye, obviously. And then I just like to go through when I'm done and make sure that they're blended so there's no harsh edges and that they look even. Next is the Venice Fling Estate palette by Bailey Sarian, and we're going in with the color Toasty. I'm just going to do the outside corners of my eye just to kind of give it a little definition, just so it's not overpoweringly orange, and it helps shape the eye. Next, I'm going to use just a flat brush with a little bit of my foundation that I've pumped onto the back of my hand, and I'm just going to do a quick cut crease right here, about maybe not even halfway, maybe halfway over. Just make sure that you take your time with this because it's messy if you get it in the wrong space. And bam, we have two eyes done. Next, we're going back to our Beauty Glaze Color Fusion Over the Rainbow palette, and we're going to go in with this orange color. It's a shimmery, kind of glittery color, and we're just going to pat that right onto the foundation for the cut crease. And again, we're just going to slowly build up the color to get the intensity that we want to achieve. Next, I'm going to go in with this little angle brush and the Bailey Sarian palette, again with the color Toasty, and just go over very lightly the edges of where those two shadows meet so it blends in a little bit so there's no harsh lines. Next is back to the Fetish palette. This is the color Rubber. I'm just going to do the inner corner of my eye just a little bit because black can be very overpowering if you put too much on. So I'll just do this on the very end of my eye on both sides, and then take a clean blending brush and just lightly blend that. And now back with the Toasty color, just gonna go over the entire bottom of my eye here very lightly. You don't need a whole lot. See, I barely just touch it, just a little. Then next we're going to go back into this one with that shimmery orange color and then just do the inside bottom part, just so the eyes have a cohesive look. And then again with the Rubber from the Kat Von D Fetish palette, just on the outside corner. Next, we're going to move on to the Pastel Goth palette by Kat Von D. We're going to use the color Skull, just with a nice little fluffy brush, and just highlight the brow bone right underneath where your eyebrow is. Just giving it a little bit of highlight there. Next, we're going to use the Tarteist Duo from Tarte. One side is liquid, one side is pencil. So we're just going to use the liquid side here just to put a little thin line of eyeliner on, not too dramatic. And then on the inside corner, I'm just going to go in a little bit, see, not very far, and then we'll do the same on the other side. And now we're not going to use the liquid side, we're going to use the pencil side here to do the waterline on the bottom. and then just the inside corner on the top, on the the outside. Next is the Punk Volumizing Mascara. This is pretty self-explanatory. You do one on the top, and then the other on the top. And don't forget the bottom. Next, we're going to use the Everlasting Kat Von D lip liner in the color Scully, just to outline my lips really quick. I find it's easier to start on the outside corner and work your way in as opposed to going from the inside out. So we'll just do the top and then the bottom. Next, we're going to use the Kat Von D Liquid Matte lipstick in the color Witches. I love these lipsticks because they are matte, they don't come off, they're fantastic. They're worth every penny. So we're just gonna line that, fill that in, and then of course spray away, let it dry, and there's your finished look. Thanks for watching.